Our next guest today for our Meet the Candidates is Justin James, a local business owner and also former president of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce. Justin, thanks for your time.
No worries, how are you?
I'm great today. Justin, tell me a bit about yourself, where you've sort of come from, and are you a Grafton local?
No, so I've been here for just over 10 years, but I did come from country Victoria. And it's a very similar sort of place in terms of demographics and things like that. So it is very sort of natural for me to be in this sort of area.
And what sort of brought you to the Clarence Valley?
My partner brought me here actually. So that's a whole other story not related to council. But yeah, love brought me here and love's made me stay.
And you're a local business owner, so you've been in business for quite some time since you've been here?
Pretty much 10 years, yeah. So I've managed to establish 3 businesses here and they continue to grow slowly. But yeah.
You were president of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce, so obviously a leadership role has certainly been in your DNA for the last 10 years at least. What was it like as the president?
Well, look, I sort of worked my way up. So when I first got here, I joined the chamber and then I joined the actual executive and then worked my way up from as a member to vice president up to president. And I was president for 4 and a bit years and then stepped back to VP. So I've sort of had quite a leadership role in that organisation for a long time. And I think it will help me in part in council because I do know how to make tough decisions and I'm very transparent with those decisions.
What was the reason you decided to put your hand up to run for council this term?
Well, it's probably the worst kept secret, but I've actually wanted to run for council for the last 2 elections. But I have been so engrossed with the chamber that I couldn't really do both at the same time. So this year is pretty much the perfect storm for me, being out of chamber now and being able to run. But I just think it was my natural progression in terms of giving back to the community. I've done a lot with the chamber that has allowed me to do that. So this just seems to be the next logical step and on a bigger scale.
You're very business focused. Is that what you're standing for?
Among other things, but definitely small business I think is paramount to small towns and their survival moving forward. So it's definitely a focus of mine, along with other things.
What are some of the other things that you sort of wanted to take to council?
My main other focuses are housing, because you will know, Damo, like homelessness here is just ridiculous at the moment. It's disgusting that we're letting it happen like this. So I think things need to change, definitely, and as soon as possible. And my other main one is transparency. So one thing that I've noticed with previous councils is the cloak and dagger situations that people talk about. I want to make sure that my decisions are going to be very public and I'll be very open as to why I've made them.
Has it been sort of a bit of frustration for you that sort of led to you putting your hand up definitely?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, I know it's a hard position. Decisions are made and you're never going to make everyone happy, that's for sure. But I think there's been a lack of communication that I think if councillors and council had been a bit more transparent and communicative, there wouldn't be as much animosity for them.
What sort of things could they improve on, or what sort of things would you like council to improve on if you were to become a councillor?
Teamwork, definitely, and communication. I don't think it's enough to put out a newsletter. I don't think it's enough to just assume people know where to look for things. The council website can be quite a disaster to look for things if you're looking for something in particular, which I think is what's leading to people believing that the council's being less than transparent. The information's there, I just think it needs to be easier to get to.
Is that something a councillor can actually do, or is that more of a admin?
It's definitely operational,
Yeah.
but it's something that we can definitely put forward as to things that need to be looked at.
What have you sort of taken away from the current council? Have you been to any meetings and sort of seen, or even watched online and seen how they operate?
Both. I think there's room for improvement in terms of how they treat each other in meetings, for sure. Being on a chamber of a similar sort of board situation, I know how meetings can get heated when people disagree, but there's definitely a way to do things and a way not to, I think.
Would you be putting your hand up to run for mayor?
No.
Deputy?
Possibly, but I I don't think someone that hasn't been in council should probably be looking at leadership roles straight off the bat.
So put your toe in the water maybe 2 years down the track if you get elected this time.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So what sort of, what are some of the reasons why people should be voting for Justin James on September 14?
Apart from I'm new, I have different ideas. I am also very open when it comes to why I make decisions, which I think is a real key push for me. And I think small business and housing are real issues that people need to look at.
You obviously would have heard some councillors over the last 2 and a bit years say they want more young people to step forward, more younger candidates.
Yep.
You certainly fall into that category.
Depends who you ask.
So are you trying to maybe also lead and speak to more of the youth as well and find out what the youth would like in the community?
I don't think I'm that young, Damo, but definitely I'd be looking at people. I think we need to attract more people my age and younger to the Clarence, and also maintain and keep the people of my age group from leaving. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to look at.
We used to be known as the Jacaranda City, and we've lost that city status. Is that something that we should be trying to get back?
I honestly think Jacaranda's great, don't get me wrong, and I'll never talk badly of Jacaranda, but I do think we have more to offer than just Jacaranda, and I think we need to look outside of Jacaranda. Jacaranda's happening, it does its thing every year, it's amazing. But I think we need to look beyond that and attract people for different reasons.
What I mean is, should we have Grafton City? Should we be the Grafton City? Like we used to be Grafton City, but then it was taken away from us.
Oh, definitely. That's something we should be looking at, 100%.
Well, we wish you all the very best on September 14, not too many days away.
It's very, very close now.
And wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you very much.